2 victories tonight for the Saints here in Activision Blizzard's Collegiate Homecoming, and a 3rd game on the docket for tonight. Opponents confirmed: Fisher College coming up here for the 3rd game for the Saints, Jobin.
Yeah, always a fun matchup. We've had so many great matches with Fisher in these last couple weeks, especially in a bunch of different titles. Our varsity Valorant team did knock them off in that Red Bull Campus Clutch just a week or 2 ago, and I believe it was like a 13-11 game. So these 2 schools, even though Fisher is a little bit new to the block, they have a lot of these top teams that we see. They've won a ton of championships already. Definitely a good litmus test to see where your team is going to stack up. And as we said, we will be taking them on to see who will advance in this winner's bracket. I believe they're coming in as the 6th seed. We're still going to be that 14 seed, so going to be that slight underdog. But the way they've played tonight, honestly, I think there's a good chance.
Yeah, and I mean, we've said this, no matter what game coming in, Fisher is going to be coming in with a strong team. Yeah. It's no surprise we're meeting them this late into the bracket, although I have heard that Redhawks team that the Saints just 3-0'd has beaten Fisher, has convincingly taken games off of Fisher, apparently. So, could be an interesting game we're in tonight. Saints, yes, they're seated much, much lower than a few of these teams they've come up against, but the Saints have been absolutely on the ball tonight. Yes. Their teamwork is so solid, and the amount of damage coming out of these DPS, these Crime and Emerin, I mean, can we talk about it anymore?
No, I don't think we can. And with that being said, waiting for the players to load, and we will just throw it to a very, very quick break in between here. Wait to get back on the other side against Fisher in Activision Blizzard Collegiate Homecoming. And jumping in a couple seconds into the action, you had to fix up some spectator bugs, but we are back in action. Missed the first part of this fight, but it would seem that not too many kills have gone either side so far. St. Clair College versus Fisher. St. Clair has been on sort of a Cinderella run this last night, knocking off the 3 seed, now looking to stake their claim and knock off another Titan.
Yeah, Crime to find the first pick of the fight there up against Ned, but Avani taking one right back against the enemy tank there. Crime to find that opposite Sojourn, kills back and forth here. Kabe getting right into the thick of things here with that Tracer. Interesting to see that pick come out right off the bat, but that's a comfort pick there for Kabe. It is that one character we're seeing on the switch up from that hypermeta comp, at least for Fisher. Got Torbjorn back here for Emerin. Saints find an early capture of that point, but the contest is going to be good from Fisher here, trying to find that capture now. Squeak so close to falling on the point. Avani's going to find him. Switch on to this Winston now, and Avani getting straight into the back line here. Exactly what this Winston game plan wants to find.
Yeah, Winston wants to get in there, get his hands dirty, and then get back out of there, able to jump in back and forth. Fisher taking this objective now, trying to tick into this 27% crime. A little bit of Sojourn action, taking out Forgotten there with that railgun. Saints trying to figure out some way to get this push going. That Torb turret going to get taken out nice and early. Still going to see Emran over on that Torbjorn. Has given him a lot of value this night so far. Squeak still putting in work on this Orisa. Has been wielding it magnificently these last couple games. Trying to use it to displace his side of Fisher. Trying to get on the back line with that Monkey. Squeak getting tagged up through this little window slot back there. The Saints, though, were able to get a little bit of contest at least, but Fisher does still have control of the point.
Yeah, they're able to tick up all the way to 40% here. Saints have found a bit of capture progress, but the contests keep coming through off the back of this Winston, off the back of Kabe here on the Tracer. 2 kills to come through. Emerin and Crime fall. That's the DPS gone. Now, Saints have to kind of rotate off of this point here. Squeak getting low as well on the point. Pulse Bomb is going to be good to find Squeak there. Kabe, first ult of the game, and a great pick to be able to continue this percentage, continue racking up this control here. And with that, Railgun is Forgotten, but Saints still have to regroup here back in spawn.
Yeah, and this is always the tricky part about Overwatch, is getting out of the spawn, especially against teams that know how to utilize this space, use it as a weapon, and use it to their advantage. The Overclock and the Primal Rage are ready to go for Fisher, just waiting for the moment's notice to send that thing through. They're going to get into the mid-high 80s here. They're looking to try to start to close things out. Crime can use that Disruptor to buy himself some space, is going to land that Railgun shot, but taken out by Avani. Forgotten with the Overclock, picking up that kill on Squeak. Forgotten still doing a lot of work in this back line. Gonna go on the contest on Emerin, back onto that Reaper now. One of the stronger DPS in the game, trying to face check Forgotten. Not gonna find the kill though. He's gonna get taken out. 5 kill streak for Forgotten. Fisher is gonna clear out this point, and in dominating fashion, they're gonna take that first round.
Yeah, it's all about the dive here from Fisher. That Tracer and Avani, Kabe and Avani just getting in there right up to that spawn choke point there for the Saints and just start wreaking havoc there. Squeak, a lot of time on site, but not enough support to be able to find those captures. We saw the Saints come back so close twice there, so close to that capture, but it's the side of Fisher to shut that down in the end. Forgotten, they're baiting us with this Widow. The Overwatch players love to do this to us. I don't believe we're seeing the Widow off the start, but I have to see if Forgotten is going to stick to it. Kabe sticking to that Tracer.
Right,
it put in so much value.
Humor me one time. Say Symmetra's name right now. Read it. Cabe or Kabe?
Kabe. It's got to be Kabe.
Okay. We'll have a slight differing of opinion on this one, but nonetheless, Fisher College, a dominating first round. They're trying to snowball that into this second round. They're finding these early picks. Forgotten has usually been that one to get that first blood, try to open things up, and Cave on this Tracer on the backline has been ever so strong. Kills left and right for Forgotten, absolutely clearing out the site. Avani picking up that kill onto Squeak. Fisher, no signs of slowing down. They are going to completely wipe St. Clair back. They're going to get the early capture.
Yeah, and it's all off the back of Forgotten, absolutely wiping out that St. Clair team. A triple kill to come through for Forgotten. Kabe gets in there with the Tracer, keeps the pressure on as well, even after all the kills come through. Jobin still chuckling at my pronunciation of Kabe there, but I'm going to confirm after this game exactly what it is. Forgotten keeping this momentum going, finds that headshot onto Arjunk. Saints were a player down, but 2 kills to come out from the Saints. Start to even out this fight a little bit. Saints getting onto the point here now, chasing down Forgotten. Forgotten's able to grab that health pack, has to jump off there. Crime to finish them off, and Saints now grabbing this capture for themselves.
Yeah, they finally string together a couple of eliminations there, and Forgotten is going to be one of these keys to take out of these fights. His name has been a part of, I bet you, 75% of that yellow-sided kill feed there for Fisher. He has been ever so strong. Avani now going to see the switch over onto that Roadhog, a little bit better at skirmishing in these close ranges, trying to pick off these solo supports or trying to get Emerin maybe before he can TP away. The Saints going to pop that cleanse, try to work on this backline, try to keep this Roadhog from getting too far into that site and really causing damage. Squeak on that backline with the Winston, gonna jump, pick up that kill onto Neb. Kiriko gonna be down. Tracer running around on the backline, not gonna be enough. Crime shutting things down, trying to line up this last railgun shot, trying to find that last pick. Emeren's going to be the one to find it, though. The Saints, they're now going to take the lead on points here. They're going to hold this flag for the time being. They have a lot of ultimates in the back pocket. We're going to see Cave now switch onto the Torbjorn. A whole lot of hero swaps early on from Fisher as well.
Yeah, they're just trying to see what exactly they can make work here. We see Avani back to that Roadhog that we saw on the first point as well. Close to that whole hog. Kabe, though, taking that headshot on to Crime. These two players have been back and forth, back and forth. Can't forget about Forgotten, though, gonna fall to that boop from Red-X, but Fisher College now has control of the point. It's gonna take the Saints a lot of effort here to try and get this back. The contest still coming through. Crime has popped that overclock there. You see the first kill to come through. Kabe in this corner, just playing this corner so well. Great hook from Avani to take out Red-X. Crime gonna find another one. Forgotten back towards Squeak, and Forgotten on that kill feed. Wow. Number 4. Can Forgotten clear out the rest of this team? He's chasing down that last player, but it's gonna end with a 4K, and Fisher has grabbed the point back.
I was about to say, St. Clair did such a good job. They probably lost the fight at 60% taken. They ended up pushing it to 76, but Fisher on the back of Forgotten. I mentioned it in that last team fight. This is gonna have to be the guy you put your emphasis on. He is lighting up the kill feed and lighting up St. Clair when he is given that space, and he is going to continue to try to do so over on this backside balcony. Avani taking up that kill on the Red-X, going to take out one of those supports. Crucial death this stage in the game. Any one of these deaths could result in the game being on that knife's edge. That Molten Core going to find that kill onto Crime. Avani doing work on this Roadhog, taking out Arjunk as well, and Fisher, they're going to try to waltz their way into this St. Clair spawn, try to make sure Red-X can't get back to try to make that touch, and they're going to slowly inch their way towards 100.
Yeah, and Forgotten right off the bat with that pick on to Squeak. Saints now have to make this push, have to wait for Squeak, but you've got one more chance at this point here. 99% about to be found for Fisher. Squeak's back up. Red-X pops that beat drop, and Squeak is in. 99% on this point. We are here in overtime. Fisher looking to take this as a 2-0, but Crime starts off the fight with the first pick.
Yeah, we see Cave here on the Torbjorn trying to get some space as well. He's going to find that kill onto Squeak. Tank down, Kiriko down, Emeren down. Fisher is clearing out on this point. Left all onto Red-X on that Frogger, trying to bounce all over the place here, trying to get something going. He's going to take a trip to the spawn room, rather, and that'll be map 1 going over to Fisher.
Yeah, and pretty convincing 2-0 fashion there. The first point went all Fisher's way, in my opinion, and coming out of that, second point, definitely much more resistance from the Saints, much more aggression from the Saints, and just a lot more control of the game, but Fisher comes back in after the Saints found about 35, then to 80%, and like, what a clear from Forgotten. I mean, that overclock comes through and the railgun just starts firing off left and right, Jobin.
Yeah, that railgun is too damn strong. I say it every single cast, jokingly half the time. Sojourn, definitely a very balanced character, but in the hands of somebody like Forgotten, ultimately, you do have to land those shots. You have to aim that pointer on the right spot and end up executing. They did such a good job of doing that. The Saints, they're going to have to look to battle back. We will take a very, very short break. They're going to drop their first map of the night. Fisher up 1-0 going into map 2.
Welcome back for map 2, Fisher College, up 1-0 here in the series. I believe this is round 3 coming into this Activision Blizzard Collegiate homecoming here, and it's Saints put on the attack right off the bat. Avani finds a great hook, but Emerin clears out Forgotten there. That's one DPS, a key DPS from the side of Fisher, taken out of that fight early. This Tracer putting in work in that close range there. You see a lot of damage being piled onto Squeak here, but Emerin and Crime are coming right back with the picks.
Yeah, Tracer can be that annoying mosquito, but the Saints do a very good job playing around it. Knowing the HP is low, they're going to double up. Their Red X going to find that headshot, shut down that Tracer nice and early. The Saints are pretty much going to walk onto this point. They're going to take it. No contest to be had on this second half, rather. Now they've got 5.5 minutes to make ends meet.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes is a lot of time. We've seen it come through before. Emerin on this Hanzo is an absolute sniper. He is staring down these heads, locked on, but Abs is going to shut him down before he can get any more in the tank there. Avani being chased down by Squeak. Neb keeping him alive for as long as possible, but has to TP out back over towards Abs there as they rotate back out, wait for these respawns to come through.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Squeak on that Orisa is a terrifying thing to watch. When he is W-king anyone on the other team, this man has not one bone worth of fear in his body. Willing to shove for those Saints. They're going to, once again, they take a little bit of space, they try to force stack on this choke point, and they let that fifth member, it was Arjunk last time, just having a little emote, taking a little dance, slowly walking up that payload while the rest of the members get to catch up here. Now we're going to see those members catch up. Kitsune Rush going to go through for Fisher, trying to get onto this Saints backline, trying to find some value. Squeak, trying to get the deflect over onto Avani. Avani tag low, Railgun to finish things off. The Saints look like they're going to take the upper hand in the end of this fight. They're going to survive that Kitsune Rush. They answered with their own as well. Well, they're going to actually end up on the better part of this fight, though. They're going to hold out.
Yeah, Cade putting in a lot of time contesting that point, but in the end, going to have to move out of there, waiting on that recall as well. It's going to be up in a second there. But the Saints showing exactly why Squeak picks this Orisa into this Winston, exactly why so many Winstons today have had to switch off the character, because every time they make it into that backline, it's so much damage coming through from the Saints, and they're forced to retreat out of there. Although Forgotten going right into the backline with their Winston there, gonna get really close onto Squeak, but they fall to that Javelin spin there in the end. Avani popping that Primal Rage, gonna find Emerin in that backline. Neb going absolutely crazy right now, keeping the heals up, and Avani is good for 2 in the end of that fight. Squeak still being chased down by the rest. This Tracer is going to finish that off.
Yeah, fantastic teamwork by Fisher to finally group up, get that team pick they were looking at there. Yeah, as we said, Neb on that Kiriko, basically staying in Avani's back pocket on that Primal Rage, and that is one of the strong things about Kiriko, kind of being unique to all the other supports in the game. She can TP onto one of those heroes, and especially a hero like Winston, where it can be very, very difficult to track him down during that Primal. She's able to catch up, get that cleanse off, get that heal going the other way, and Fisher finally digging their heels in and making St. Clair reset here.
And now we're back to this choke point that so many teams have trouble with, especially against a comp like Fisher's coming through. However, Crime being chased down in the backline. There's that Tracer, such a mosquito, like you said, just always there, always finding those bites to come through. Forgotten for 2, Forgotten for 3. Avani clears out Arjunk as well, and it's looking like another team wipe for the side of Fisher. Neb finishes off Squeak there. That headshot with the Kiriko cannot be forgotten as well. So much damage can come out of that one too. Finishes off the tank there, and Saints back to the spawn room for them.
Yeah, Forgotten is an absolute weapon on this Sojourn. That is his second, I believe, quadra kill of this series of the last 2 maps right now. He has been that one thing keeping Fisher going in some of these fights, just finding pick after pick after pick. The rest of his team is supporting and playing around him beautifully. Exactly what you're looking to do in a comp that's going to be running Sojourn, which is going to be all of them pretty much. Kitsune going to go live. Crime going to run out of that overclock, trying to find the kill over onto the tank here. Avani. Crime staying alive on this payload. Going to be Red X on the backside here, try to get those boops going, keep these teammates alive. The beat drop going to be summoned there. The Saints trying to stay alive on this payload. They're trying to push this thing to get that time bonus. Cave, though, on this backline, an absolute nuisance. The Saints finally catching on. Crime going to shut that one down.
That's the thing about Tracer. You don't necessarily need a headshot from that railgun to clean them up. Tank is going to fall as well. Avani out of the picture for a little bit is Forgotten, getting chased down by these DPS. Squeak finds 2. Crime to finish off Forgotten, and Saints find the checkpoint and can keep this push going. Now they're in the final stretch of this attack, but this is the hard one. As we like to say, this is when the game really gets started here on Kings Row.
Yeah, this is when the game, now we have a game on our hands. The Saints, they have a little bit of time to play with as well. They got stalled out there in that second choke point, that second archway. That's always very difficult. Kitsune gonna go live there. Fisher, that overclock, ready to go for Forgotten, waiting to use it, but Red X gonna shut that one down. Red X has been finding so many picks on this Lucio tonight. That's gonna be a Kitsune going back the other way for Fisher. They're trying to get these Saints shoved back into this payload archway. Cave, though, on this Tracer, just shredding this backline of St. Clair, still being a pass. That's going to be a Primal Rage pop. Devani picking up that kill onto Arjunk. Crime going to trade that one out. That's going to be tanked down for Fisher. Crime trying to get the railgun going. They're going to find a few frags. Neb trying to stay alive to answer the call. Post bomb not going to find anything. Emerin picking up that kill onto Abs. Cave going to fall as well. The Saints, a beautiful job to team fight here. This payload is going to be on the edge of that final stop.
Wow.
They are going to be seconds away. Crime, kill after kill after kill. It is a duel of Sojourn so far, 3.14 meters away for St. Clair.
Neb barely even showed his head there, and Crime finds that little flick, that little micro flick over the box on to Neb, and now, like you said, it's a battle of the Sojourn. Forgotten versus Crime. Who can find more multi-kills in a fight to come through here? There's a few ults pop from Fisher, but that Kitsune Rush also popped by Arjunk, and now we're back to a bit of a stalemate here around this corner.
Yeah, this is usually where the game will kind of stall out for a little bit. If you're not able to get that first fight win and get that stall out, it's going to be very, very difficult to swap your Forgotten. Now going to be over onto this Widowmaker. We've seen him right-clicking with that Sojourn. I have no reason to believe he cannot pop off on that Widowmaker. Avani going to be switching back and forth between Winton and that Hog. Going to opt to go for the Winston for the time being. St. Clair, this payload only going to be 10 or 15 meters away still at this point. They have to try to find some way to make a great push, and Forgotten, though, lining up beautifully. Wow. Kill onto Emerin. That's going to slow things to a halt for this team fight.
Yeah, and that's the power of the Widowmaker. What a snipe on that Javelin from Squeak, but that's not going to take Forgotten out of the fight, and these headshots are still going to be finding value, but the whiff onto Crime, close range, it's Forgotten to win in that AR battle there. Now, back to the sniper for Forgotten, trying to pick off Redix here on the Lucio, but it's so hard to find the Lucio. Can't hit Emerin either in that Wraith step. Nobody is checking this Widowmaker just yet, but no more kills yet to be found as it's a scuffle on this point. Forgotten now clears out Squeak as the rest of the Saints are cleared out once again. And now 15 seconds left. The Saints, the point is very far away from them. They might not even be able to make it back here for overtime.
Yeah, Squeak does have that ball. Might be able to come get a touch last second here. He will be able to get that last touch. Actually, that boop going to work. Oh, Arjun getting shut down. Forgotten on this Widowmaker. Trying to open things up. He's going to get taken out. Red X, though, with the face check. That's going to be one DPS down. The Saints have regrouped on this point. We are back to under 2 meters away. Squeak still doing his best on this ball. Crime going to find the headshot. The Saints are creating some space. Double kill for Squeak on the slam. The Saints open it up. Emerin on that Death Blossom. They're going to take that round. Fisher with a great defensive hold at the end. But St. Clair, Squeak and his ball going to be a little bit too much.
Wow, what a switch at the end for Squeak there. Not only does the ball keep the overtime possible as he's able to speed to that payload, but it's also going to find 2 picks off of the ground pound there. That's what I'm going to call it, the ground pound to come through. Yeah, it's accurate description of the ability.
Exactly.
But yeah, that double kill to come through is going to clean that one up. 3 points for the Saints there, but no time on the board here on Kings Row, as Fisher now looking to make their attack.
Yeah, Fisher, they have a little bit of time at least. It did take the Saints a good chunk of time toward that back half of that push, but they're going to have to make sure they stay on their P's and Q's. The Saints, as we see with a lot of teams over here on Kings Row, they get off to that hot start. This control point can be very difficult to contain, especially if you get displaced. You have those people going backline, creating that stir. Fisher, though, now going to have their chance to play some offense here. Can the Saints defense hold up? They were able to eventually get that thing all the way to the end. So Fisher is going to have to walk this payload to that finish line, but the way they have played so far these last couple maps, I would not be surprised to see a neck-and-neck overtime after this round.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just been back and forth from all these DPS here. Crime, Forgotten, can't forget Cabe there as well. Actually switching to the Pharah on this one. New character for them. They've been pretty well. Tracer 100% of the time here, so actually see, now there's the switch back to Tracer right off the bat. Abzo on this Zenyatta.
Ooh, I mean, Zen is a damn good hero all the time. Having the Discord Orbs to get that massive damage spike. Transcendence, such a good ultimate, especially for payload. You can basically just hover in circles. It is the ultimate stalling tool. Keeps the teammates alive, but nobody from Fisher staying alive in this first fight. They are getting rolled out here on a stretcher. St. Clair picking up an early team kill to start things off. They have a lot of time still to play, but that is exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, a great stall right at the starting, a great team kill right at this choke, and as long as you can delay enough time on this initial point capture, the Saints will be looking good coming into this rest of this defense. Emerin to fall off of a risky TP into the line of sight of the enemy there, but Forgotten falling right back as Crime finds the hit with that railgun. Squeak now has to push forward onto this point. Can't let all of this capture come down, especially when he's got the rest of the team behind him. Crime, another snipe there on to Cabe. That Tracer out of the fight once again, but Forgotten is back in. Squeak, though, he's found the space on the point. He's pushed the team off, and it was only one tick to be found at the starting there for Fisher College.
Yeah, St. Clair very lucky to keep that second tick off the board as long as they can. Kitsune Rush going to go in for them. They're going to try to get this front line working. Emerin going to find the kill. Terra Surge gets popped. The slam comes through. Not going to find any kills, but going to create that space. Emerin, double kill, picking up a couple head tops in the process. Forgotten, still trying to put in work on this Sojourn, ticking up toward that overclock. He's got his eyes set on Emerin, trying to find that angle. Cade, he's got that pulse bomb in the back pocket. St. Clair, this is a very, very smart way to play. Kind of giving up a little bit of space, hiding around that corner in a sense, making Fisher kind of play into their hand. Spear lands, Kitsune back the other way. That overclock's ready as well. Fisher trying to make their push now. Red X gonna have that beat drop. Pulse bomb, gonna land on Squeak. Not gonna be too much damage though. However, the Saints are falling in droves. Double kill for the DPS. Make it 5. Forgotten and Cabe with a full house. All Saints down. Now time to work on this payload.
Yeah, it was overclock there, but Forgotten is the Sojourn to win that one out. Both of those expended. Fisher College finding that point. Gonna get this payload moving with 4 minutes to boot. Gabe actually looking like he's gonna go for a bit of a hero switch here. Interesting to see what they opt for. It's actually the Reaper to come through, something we have yet to see from Fisher College in this series thus far, as Gabe has been very comfortable just sticking to this Tracer.
Yeah, and Tracer's still definitely a very, very good hero, especially on some of these maps. Neb, and then that little headshot with the Shuriken. But Reaper, as we know, going to be an absolute nightmare and a task and a half to deal with. Fisher trying to get the pusher. St. Clair, though, they're going to answer the call, shove them right back under this archway. And if you're the Saints, the one good thing is if you can stall them out before they get this first time bonus, even though at least they were able to finish this payload progress, Fisher is still going to have to work. They're going to have to build up a couple team fights here. We did see Red X pop that beat drop, but the Saints now trying to absorb this Fisher pressure and see if they can answer back.
Yeah, it's Avani getting into the back line there, but Emerin starts to walk forward, pops a Death Blossom, gets picked off by Forgotten, only finds Abs with that one, and it's 4 kills to come through for Fisher College. Starts clearing out the Saints, and there is the team kill once again. Fisher College rolling through the Saints defense and about to hit this last checkpoint here with plenty of time to spare.
Yeah, if you're St. Clair College right now, a victory for this push would be to not let them get the time bonus before maybe a minute 15 on that clock, maybe just around that minute mark. If they're able to stall out for a couple more fights here, they're going to give Fisher a little bit of time to try to make that last push, but they're not going to give them the entire day to try to make that push. They're going to make them try to make a couple plays here. Squeak getting tagged down to half. Kitsune Rush is going to get popped. They're Emerin firing off with these dual shotguns, trying to find that first frag. Not going to find anything quite yet, though. Kitsune versus Kitsune going to go through Crime. First one to find a kill in this fight to open things up. This payload, though, dangerously close to knocking on that time bonus. Fisher knows it. They're trying to get that last touch going. The Saints just catching on to try to play this stall game and keep that time lock.
Squeak actually not going to fall in the end, able to make it out of there, but going to fall to Abs after a little bit of damage comes through. Neb, Abs, and Cabe there. Cabe with a double kill in that one. Gonna hit that checkpoint, get that time bonus, 3:20 plus there on the clock as Fisher College now gets to make this push. Like we said, though, this is when things really get down to the wire here. This is a hard final push to make.
Yeah, it'd be a very tough final push. The spawns are so short on this map, but Fisher knows how to put out this damage. They find these kills in 4 or 5. They find them in bunches. We've seen so much work from them these last couple rounds. Now it's going to come down to, can they execute a few more times? Forgotten, he's going to execute plenty.
Yes,
double kill,
can.
make it 3 with the overclock. Fisher's opening thing, quadra kill with the overclock. One member of St. Clair left standing. It's going to be Arjunk running for the hills, wanting no part of Forgotten. And the Saints are not going to forget his name anytime soon. Third time we have seen 4 members fall at the hands of the overclock. He is unstoppable. Beat drop going to go in for the side of the Saints there. They're going to have to dig their heels in. They have a mountain to climb to save this game.
Yeah, if there's any player you target at the starting of these fights, I think it's known to be Forgotten at this point. This man has just been ripping through the side of the Saints. Avani there gets into the backline, takes out Arjunk and Crime. There's the 20-player kill streak for Forgotten. Team kill to finish that one off. The Tracer comes out into the end from Emeren, but it's not enough to stall. Very convincing third point there from Fisher. Forgotten is just an absolute monster on this Sojourn. Every time you see that ultimate in hand, every time you see it popped, you know you're about to see Forgotten's name in the kill feed at least 3 times.
I was going to say, he is at least good for 2, oftentimes 3 and 4. It cannot be overstated how well he is playing. Of course, the rest of Fisher, there is a team around him as well. They are playing so well and doing everything they can to just support him, try to funnel him as much damage and those kills as possible. We saw some of those play the games too. This guy is flicking and sticking all of these St. Clair members before they can even get close. Just shutting things down before they can even really get going. And now St. Clair, you have a ton of work to do to try to steal this one away. And it would be a theft if they were to win this one. This is a very tall order.
Yeah, I mean, with the way Fisher is playing right now, it's going to be tough to try and make this one happen. Fisher now back on the attack here, and if I'm not mistaken, they only have to find that first capture, right?
Fisher is a very easy win here, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the way we've been seeing Fisher just dive into these points, not only just start getting those takes down, but clearing out this team. If Forgotten is left alive for more than 10 seconds, the entire side of the Saints is cleared out.
Yeah.
But then they target down Forgotten. Crime will find a nice railgun shot, take down Forgotten in that fight, and then Gabe just comes in here on the Reaper, on the Tracer, starts laying on the damage that they're missing without Forgotten, and he slots right back in there, just starts finding those kills. Forgotten gets tagged down pretty low at the start of this one, but Fisher not gonna have to do too much on this point to make this happen. Forgotten getting dangerously low multiple times here, but still gonna make it. Emeren and Squeak to find 2 picks off the starting of that one. A minute 30 left for Fisher College. They've got maybe 2 or 3 full fights here left of respawns, but they only have to hit that first tick.
Yeah, the one good thing is, as you said, they only need the 1 tick, and the spawns at the beginning of the game aren't going to be that far for Fisher. If they were to swap to that ball, especially already playing that Lucio, they would very easily have the ability to keep this touch going. Red X going to find the boop. The Saints, though, they're going to have to show heart and fight valiantly here. They have a minute 10 to try to keep 1 tick from being secured by Fisher College. Kitsune Rush now going to be online. The rest of those ultimates gonna start to creep up slowly but surely. And if there's one guy, as we said, if you're the Saints, if you take out Forgotten, there is a rather high chance you win. Kitsune Rush gonna get popped though. Fisher looking for their moment. The deflect's gonna be there to try to back up some of these members. St. Clair, they're gonna answer with that Kitsune Rush of their own. Both Kiriko's trying to make it happen. Crime gonna drop first blood. That Winston gonna fall. St. Clair looks like they might have the upper hand in this fight. Forgotten gonna be left to run back to this back line, not before tagging down all these members of St. Clair, but they will end up holding serve. They will survive that early Kitsune Rush, and now it'll come down to that second wave of ultimates and who wants it more.
30 seconds left, but look at that ultimate percentage here for Forgotten. Not to mention, Gabe got the pulse bomb in the back pocket as well, whereas that Terra Surge is the only one you're going to find for the Saints. It's not going to find anyone. Emeren gets picked off by that pulse bomb. Here's the overclock to come through from Forgotten. Finds the first kill. Going to get battled out, though, by Squeak. Avani takes down Crime, even off the back of that beat drop. Redix to fall. A double kill for Avani, and this is all but secured. Fisher College takes game 2 here on Kings Row in overtime.
Yeah, we had an absolute war between those two schools. St. Clair fought tooth and nail, trying to keep that series alive. Fisher, though, they only needed that 1 tick. Ultimately, ended up just being too much. We are going to finally see, we're going to see a Winston with play of the game, something I never thought I would say again as long as we are in the Sojourn meta. Thought for sure it'd be forgotten. Honestly, how is it not forgotten getting a quadra kill with the overclock?
Did he not almost grab an ace right at the end there?
I guess Avani got 3, but he did grab a quadra kill. He grabbed another one in the round before that. Just an excellent job from Fisher overall. We saw a really good back and forth series. The Saints, they fought very, very hard. Fisher, though, ultimately just being a little bit too much there at the end. And I know we said his name 100 times, but man, Forgotten just had an insane map.
Yeah, and I mean, Forgotten is definitely, right, that standout, that highlight player you think that came in those clutch moments, but you can't forget about that solid DPS coming out from Cabe, and that extreme aggression from Avani on the Winston. That definitely helped out keep the backline out of the fight from St. Clair, keep Arjunk and Redx from allowing their team to find some heals, dive in on Crime. The amount of times we saw Avani find a double kill that included Arjunk and Crime, and those are two such key members from St. Clair to come out.
Yeah, with that being said, though, we're going to throw it to a very, very quick break. St. Clair College in reverse sweep territory, down 2-0 to Fisher. Map 3 coming up soon.
Saints are taking us to Circuit Royale here. Saints trying to start this reverse sweep coming up, but Fisher College on the cusp of victory, on the cusp of moving on in this winner's bracket here. Forgotten finds the first one, on to Crime. Widow v Widow battle, Sigma v Sigma battle. It's going to be Fisher College to win both of those, but Emerin comes in on that other sniper there, takes down Forgotten, but then Hanzo back to Hanzo. Emerin is going to fall, and Saints so far being held in this spawn corner here. Can't really find the pressure to move through. This Sigma can't exactly tank enough, especially when your backline is being picked off by these snipers.
I am very, very surprised. I cannot remember a time in the last 3 years that a Baptiste was on the field for St. Clair and Arjunk wasn't behind the wheel of it. He is now going to be playing that Zenyatta. Red X on the BAP, but no matter for this Fisher DPS, they're picking heads no matter who it is right there. They're going to drop a couple kills off. Forgotten still working on this Widowmaker. You thought his Sojourn was nasty. How about the Widow? Abs with a headshot as well. It is a head collecting party for Fisher right now. They have shoved the Saints back into spawn, and we saw the Saints do something similar to some teams earlier in the year. This spawn can be an absolute cesspool to get out of.
Yeah, Circuit Royale is definitely a tough one to just get the ball rolling on. Trying to get around this initial corner here, especially when you've got players like Forgotten and Cabe finding 2-3 picks on initial fights here. Avani and Cabe getting in there, taking out Arjunk and Emerin. Squeak falls as well, and we're back to the point where Saints have to respawn, have to try and make this one come out here. But this double sniper comp coming through from Fisher College, the value cannot be undermined here. You can see all the picks coming through. What is that melody from Avani? He's able to take down Emerin, knock down Squeak a peg as well. There's the window to come out from the Baptiste. Avani finally gonna fall from Crime, but Cabe on this corner just making it tough for Squeak to walk forward. Has to retreat back to their healers there. Now, doesn't necessarily know where Cabe is. Cabe just going to keep making this annoying for the Saints to try and walk out of spawn.
Yeah, Redx going to find that kill onto Abs. And man, hearing Forgotten's Widowmaker shots firing off into the night, there is nothing scarier right now. Emerin going to find that kill onto Cabe. Little Hanzo Crime. Cabe found the kill onto Crime before that. Emerin going to pick up a pair though, taking out Neb as well. Emerin now going to try to create this space with Squeak. Try to get the Saints at least going a little bit here. They got stalled out for just about that 2-minute mark. They have to really try to get some progress going now. Squeak does have that Graviton Flux online, trying to find the time to use it, trying to see if he can out-Sigma Avani here. The Saints finally getting a little bit mobilized on this payload, but they got a lot of work to do, and not a whole lot of time left to get this time bonus. Flux is going to go through. That's going to be huge. Transcendence gets popped, though. Saves all those members just in time. Beautiful timing.
Yeah, great pick out there from Squeak to be able to find 2 members, but a perfectly timed Transcendence. Crime got that aimbot on, or that wall hacks there on the ultimate, but he's gonna find Abs as well as Cabe gonna fall. Neb, the last one alive there, gonna fall to that opposite Baptiste there, but you can't forget Forgotten on that Widowmaker. You can't peek this Widowmaker right now because he's gonna take out both your DPS. Doesn't matter if you're playing snipers.
Yeah, this was one person I would not mess around with anymore. Forgotten has not seemed to miss a shot on this Widowmaker. We said it earlier, his Sojourn was absolutely filthy, and his Widowmaker looks to be equally as disgusting here. The Saints have to be careful. This is a very, very cheeky angle. He might be able to make a play. Grapple hook shot not going to be found. You know you're sweating if you're saying Clair, though, just knowing that he's on that back line somewhere. But they are still getting this front line push going. Forgotten, though, kill after kill being picked up just to stall the Saints long enough. Emerin finally getting in, getting his hands dirty, and taking him out.
Yeah, Emerin, though, low health here, gonna get pushed on by Abs. Great little rapid-fire arrow there to take down Abs, but the rest of the Saints falling at the hands of Avani. Emerin kind of stuck in this corner on that spiral staircase there. Can't make it out towards the rest of his team. Neb gonna take him down. So the rest of the Saints retreating back. And once again, we're back towards this same corner the Saints are forced to play on.
Yeah, this could be so difficult. They do have 2 minutes to play. They have a lot of time to get up this hill, but the way Fisher is holding this downward road can be a very, very challenging way to get up. You got to take that right side staircase or try to brute force your way up onto that left side. Discord Orb gonna land onto Avani. Graviton Flux gonna come through. He's gonna find one. He's gonna find 2, I believe. Gonna try to take out Squeak. He's gonna get some damage in onto Emerin. Crime gonna pick up that kill over onto Neb. Avani still doing such a good job on this Sigma. Sigma pretty much the only prioritized tank on this map. Is gonna sidestep that Graviton Flux. That's gonna be one down the drain. Kills going over for St. Clair though. Cabe with the Dragons. Saints are gonna answer back with 2. They're gonna get the push they were looking for. They're not gonna quite get that time bonus, but they are right on the edge.
Yeah, they're pushing the payload forward. It's just so much time in between these checkpoints here for the Saints, and so many kills going back and forth. Forgotten, though, able to clean out the team so many of the times, but now Cabe in there on the Tracer, back on the Tracer. Avani finds one as well. The Twin Dragons coming in there from Emerin, but he's going to fall off the back of that Forgotten once again on this Widowmaker. 2 kills to clean that one up. Cabe finishes off Redx, and Saints back to square one.
All right, Forgotten, what's going on, man? How does someone hit every single headshot? Crime finally going to answer the bell, take out Forgotten, but not before Fisher drives St. Clair all the way back to this previous corner. They're going to slowly walk that payload back. Time is of the essence as well. Fisher has done such a phenomenal job of regrouping, gathering up on that top part. Avani gonna find that kill under Red X before he finally falls while dealing with pretty much that entire Saints team. Now we are gonna see a swap, it looks like, onto the Reinhardt for Squeak there. Gonna try to get that charge going, and basically now we need that last little bit of payload push. Use that Reinhardt. Block those Widowmaker shots first and foremost. Try to get that team grouped up behind you, and then try to make a play, especially with Red X having that immortality field, having that window ready to go as well. This is going to be a huge push for both sides.
Yeah, 100% here. Crime to find 2 off the starting of this fight, though. Window coming down from that Baptiste as well. Could be what the Saints needed to find this checkpoint. We're here in overtime now. They've got to find some time here, but the contest from Fisher holds strong for now. Avani on the point finds 2. Neb there keeping him alive. Avani so close to death, but back to full. Cabe comes in for the cleanup in the end, and that's the stall from the Saints ended. Overtime gonna take down Saints, only able to find 1 point and just shy of the second, but Fisher College shutting them down on this defense once again. I gotta say, off the back of Forgotten.
pick after pick after pick to start each fight. It's like, okay, the fight started and it's 5v4. And that's pretty much been the story of a lot of these fights. Fisher, though, St. Clair getting, I believe it was 2 meters away from pushing that payload in at its peak, just gets stonewalled by Fisher at the last second there. Fisher not even going to let them get that second time bonus. They want to walk away with this 3-0, and they want to do it with authority. They're going to try their best to keep these Saints stunted as long as possible. St. Clair has to start working now. They have a long battle back, especially to get back in this game, and then the series as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, this is it for the Saints here. They have to lock down this defense. Fisher, you don't even have to find that second point to be able to clean up this 3-0 against the Saints. Shut down the Saints, who have been on such a hot streak today, taking down that 3rd seed in the tournament. That Miami Redhawks team was seeded higher than Fisher in this tournament here, and Fisher coming in and just absolutely shutting down the Saints here. And, you know, with some picks that we definitely have not seen in the recent meta as well. We saw the double snipers coming through last round. This time we've got Forgotten here. He's baiting us with
Genji
the Genji. I know he's baiting us with the Genji. I'd love to see Genji.
Though? Up 2-0 with the big lead?
I mean, he's feeling confident. You know he's got confidence on under his hands right now. Forgotten.
The Queen swap is. I thought we were gonna see Junker Queen.
Yeah, Junker Queen would be a good one to see as well. Possibly could be a good pair with that Genji as well. Speed up that Genji, allow him to get into the back line, but Forgotten is already in that back line. Gonna find Arjunk, not before Crime can get to them on that Widowmaker, however. Redix keeping Squeak in the fight here for a little bit longer. Orb of Discord gonna be shredding Squeak, but Squeak staying alive thanks to the help of their healers here.
That's going to be a lot of health up to Squeak. Squeak doing his best to hold this front line as best as possible. We're going to see a whole lot of hero swaps going on this game as well. The Saints still trying to hold serve here. Ab's going to get taken out by Emran, trying to get some work going on this Junkrat. Forgotten, going to go back onto that Widowmaker. Crime going to have his number this time, though. Going to shut him down, throw him in the slammer there, and keep him off the map for a few more seconds. Immortality Field to try to stall out some of these kills. Crime picking up another kill onto Neb, and now it's Fisher that has to deal with the Widowmaker. Saints are going to get this first push stalled out, and not a moment too soon. The more Fisher slowly creeps this thing up, it's just going to slowly put that pressure on St. Clair as each passing moment goes.
I mean, every section of this map is these wow. That's a Forgotten shot if I've ever seen them, but I definitely am not going to forget that one to come through. Second kill immediately onto Emran. Coming off the back of that, there's the grapple to come through. He finds the shot onto Squeak. Still, you can't one-shot the tank, but you can do a good chunk of damage, especially with that Discord Orb from Abs there as well. Window gonna be popped from Redix. Has to burn that Immortality Shield, keeping them alive for as long as possible. Abs, double headshots to come through, takes out both the supports. Saints have nothing left in this fight. Both supports are down. The tank is down as well. And it's the DPS forced to retreat out here as the first point is grabbed by Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher, a great job once again. Forgotten finding those 2 picks onto the Widowmaker. The rest of the team playing beautifully to help him funnel forward. Abs picking up that double kill as well, showing how powerful that Zenyatta could be. We have Zenyatta's kind of, we'll say, running mate and Ramatra coming in the game soon enough, so getting a little bit of practice in early on. That Graviton Flux going to come through. Squeak is going to end up falling out of that one. Very low on HP, though, hanging by a thread. Going to fall off. Abs with that melee kill, using that snap kick to try to finish off Squeak. Riptire going to find that kill onto Cabe. Transcendence pop for Abs as well, just to try to stall things out. Fisher, they did get that time bonus. They are walking this thing furiously as this game keeps on going.
Redx trying desperately to keep Crime alive here, but being chased down by Avani on this tough. Sigma. The Sigma, I mean, what can you do when a tank's on you as the support there? Crime gonna find the headshot onto Avani there, but getting down to 5 health in the end of it, and Abs gonna find that headshot, weaves it right through that Reinhardt shield into that back room, and Forgotten now onto the Tracer, just absolutely flexing the hero pool this game. Gonna come back in here, laying on the damage. That Pulse Bomb is gonna be up very, very soon. Arjunk, however, Arjunk and Redix also close to their ultimates here, but there is the point to be captured. The stall was not enough from the Saints. Fisher comes in and dominates this series 3-0.
Yeah, and I could tell they felt good at the end of that last game, because you can see in that last screen, Avani did hop over to that Doomfist. I believe he found a killer too as well. So Fisher, you could tell by the end there, they had a very, very large lead. They were feeling good about themselves. This is one happy moment for all those Saints fans. So Emeren making a couple great shots on that Hanzo. We saw a lot of great DPS gameplay, a lot of long-range assassins going on this game. We saw the Widow, we saw great Hanzo plays, we saw amazing plays from both Sojourners. Both sides were trying so hard to fight back and forth, but ultimately that Fisher DPS, man, like, that's a handshake in a good game.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do against that? Sometimes you just gotta respect the skill.
Yeah.
Forgotten and Cabe both coming in, putting in so much work in this game. And, interesting though, Circuit Royale, didn't know it was a double sniper meta. Both teams opting for the Widow Hanzo there, but I mean, with those long lines of sight, right? Every section is just a long road to stare down in that sniper scope.
Pretty much, yeah. With that being said, though, that will wrap us up for our Overwatch Collegiate homecoming action for tonight. I'm not sure if the Saints are eliminated or if they go to some kind of losers bracket. I believe they are going to be out, actually. So they're going to finish, I believe, maybe in that top 8, top 12 range, something along that ballpark. They do knock off the 3-seed Redhawks in the process. They will end up falling to Fisher, though. A valiant effort the entire night from the team and the squad involved. A valiant effort from our broadcast team here as well. Ryan and Alex holding things down on the back line. Me and Josh talking into the camera for you guys, trying to keep things going as much as possible. But with that being said, it is getting late. We will let everybody go start to enjoy their weekend. Thank you all for tuning in so much. We will catch you guys tomorrow.
Progress, but the contests keep coming through off the back of this Winston, off the back of Kabe here on the Tracer. 2 kills to come through. Emeren and Prime fall. That's the DPS gone. Now, Saints have to kind of rotate off of this point here. Squeak getting low as well on the point. Pulse Bomb is going to be good to find Squeak there.
Prime can use that disruptor to buy himself some space. Is going to land that railgun shot, but taken out by Avani. Forgotten with the overclock. Picking up that kill on Squeak. Forgotten still doing a lot of work in this back line. Going to go on the contest on Emeren. Back onto that Reaper now. One of the stronger DPS in the game. Trying to face check Forgotten. Not going to find the kill though. He's going to get taken out. 5 kill streak for Forgotten. Fisher is going to clear out this point and in dominating.
And coming out of that, second point, definitely much more resistance from the Saints, much more aggression from the Saints, and just a lot more control of the game. But Fisher comes back in after the Saints found about 35 then to 80%. And like, what a Clair have trouble with, especially against a comp like Fisher's coming through. However, Prime being chased down in the back line. There's that Tracer, such a mosquito, like you said, just always there, always finding those bites to come through. Forgotten for 2, Forgotten for 3. Avani clears out Arjunk as well, and it's looking like another team wipe.
These Saints shoved back into this payload archway. Cabe, though, on this Tracer, just shredding this back line of St. Clair, still being a pest. That's going to be a Primal Rage pop. Avani picking up that kill onto Arjunk. Prime going to trade that one out. That's going to be tanked down for Fisher. Prime trying to get the railgun going. They're going to find a few frags. Neb trying to stay alive to answer the call. Pulse Bomb not going to find anything. Emeren picking up that kill onto Abs. Cabe going to fall as well. The Saints, a beautiful job that regrouped on this point. We are back to under 2 meters away. Squeak still doing his best on this ball. Crime going to find the headshot. The Saints are creating some space. Double kill for Squeak on the slam. The Saints open it up. Emeren on that Death Blossom. They're going to... Zen is a damn good hero all the time. Having the Discord Orbs to get that massive damage spike. Transcendence, such a good ultimate, especially for payload. You can basically just hover in circles. It is the ultimate stalling tool. Keeps the teammates alive, but nobody from Fisher staying alive in this first fight. They are getting rolled out here on a stretcher. St. Clair lands. Kitsune back the other way. That overclock's ready as well. Fisher trying to make their push now. Red X gonna have that beat drop. Pulse Bomb gonna land on Squeak. Not gonna be too much damage though. However, the Saints are falling in droves. Double kill for the DPS. Make it 5. Forgotten and Cabe with a full house. Open things up. This payload though, dangerously close to knocking on that time bonus. Fisher knows it. They're trying to get that last touch going. The Saints just catching on to try to play this stall game and keep that time locked.
Squeak actually not going to fall in the end, able to make it out of there, but going to fall to Abs after a little bit of damage comes through. Neb, Abs, and Cabe there. Cabe with a double kill in that.
They're so short on this map, but Fisher knows how to put out this damage. They find these kills in 4 or 5. They find them in bunches. We've seen so much work from them these last couple rounds. Now it's going to come down to can they execute a few more times. Forgotten, he's going to execute plenty.
Yes,
double kill,
can.
make it 3 with the overclock. Fisher's opening thing, quadra kill with the overclock. One member of St. Clair left standing.
And he finds one as well. The Twin Dragons coming in there from Emeren, but he's going to fall off the back of that Forgotten once again on this Widowmaker. 2 kills to clean that one up. Cade finishes off Red X and Saints. Gotta find some time here, but the contest from Fisher holds strong for now. Avani on the point, finds 2. Neb there keeping him alive. Avani so close to death, but back to full. Cade comes in for the cleanup in the end, and that's the stall.
Some work going on this Junkrat Forgotten. Gonna go back onto that Widowmaker. Crime gonna have his number this time, though. Gonna shut him down, throw him in the slammer there, and keep him off the map for a few more seconds. The Mortality Field to try to stall out some of these kills. Crime picking up another kill onto Neb, and now it's Fisher that has to deal with the Widowmaker. Saints are gonna get this first push stalled out and not